don't believe me, just watch.
All right, we are back on the Morning Brew with friends, and we got some great friends from Nob Hill joining us this morning. Tanny Huffnagel from the Yarn Store, which is on Amherst, and then, of course, Rufus Cohen from Izzy Martin Limited in Nob Hill. One of my favorite, best-dressed guys. I love this sweater.
Well, I'm humbled beside you, Dan, as always.
Well, what is it about, like, the kind of old man sweaters that's just so awesome on these cold mornings?
Everything, we always look a couple of generations back for inspiration, I think. And, yeah, our granddads used to kill it.
Right.
Our dads, not so much. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but Granddad had the sweater stuff. This one's awesome. It's got some cool pockets, and and then this shawl is beautiful. That came from the yarn store?
Yes, this is a hand knit shawl.
Did you make that?
Actually, a friend of mine at the store, Jeannie, she made this.
That's cool. And everything you sell is handmade there, right?
Yes, and we sell pretty much a lot of yarn.
And I've always wondered where the yarn comes from. Can you get it locally, or?
Yes, we actually have a lot of yarn from the Mora Mill, which is up in Mora.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, locally grown.
And you guys are in Nob Hill, and Nob Hill has this wonderful history. It's 100 years old next year.
Yeah.
And we actually have a cool video that kind of does a little bit of like explaining about how Nob Hill came to be that you brought in, right, Steve?
Right.
Yes, cool. I think we can cue that up and play an awesome video here of the history of Nob Hill.
This vibrant neighborhood in the heart of Albuquerque is one of the few areas in the city where residents enjoy life in historic neighborhoods and experience culture, shopping, and fine dining in a walkable area along historic Route 66. But it wasn't always this way. In 1916, the area was a mesa crossed by a few arroyos with a sparse cover of grass and brush. A man of unbounded imagination, Colonel D.K.B. Sellers, saw it as a suburb of Albuquerque's downtown, facilitated by the fact that everyone would soon have an automobile for commuting between the two. Posing with one of his cherished hunting spaniels in his 1938 New Year's card, he wished his friends a Happy New Year from the newest and finest located residential district in Albuquerque.
That photo's just mind-blowing.
It's a great photo.
Where'd you find that?
It's archived here in town.
Excellent. Because that actually is Nob Hill. We think of it now as one of the old parts of town, but really not that long ago.
It's about where my house is. So that's a minute out of a 12-minute short film that was done by Gary Eister. I've got to read his name, Mikel Ariz, and Joel Ortiz, to celebrate
the 100th anniversary
of Nob Hill. And so basically, why I thought we'd get everybody in here is we are reaching 100 years.
Right. There have been a lot of changes in Nob Hill.
A lot of changes.
Too.
I've lived in the hood since 1982. You know, in 70s.
And you found some excellent throwback stuff.
Did.
This is
Nob Hill Cafe.
Probably from 1982 there.
85.
Is that the menu?
85. So, 70s, it really saw a decline in the shopping area in there.
So there was a suit store there for a while, right?
Stromberg's is the reason Nob Hill Shopping Center was built. It's the family of Strombergs that basically built the Nob Hill Shopping Center. But in the 70s, it just kind of slowed down. There were a lot of bridal shops. And then in the early 80s, everything started popping up. You know, we had Notes Cafe, Wear It, Bow Wow Records.
Oh, all the old places, yeah.
And in 85, the Nob Hill Shopping Center was refurbished.
Right.
I moved in there. I had a business in there while I was in college.
Right. You had, of all things, a tanning salon. Steve owned a tanning salon in Nob Hill.
People know it. But we used to have our Merchants Association meetings at Nob Hill Cafe.
Which was located where?
Where Scalo is right now. So it was there for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it was a great little... It was kind of a restaurant that nobody had seen in Albuquerque before. She was based out of California. Yeah. But I fast forward to, I ran into a couple of friends who were shop owners, Tom from Hey Johnny, and they were starting to get everybody together in the neighborhood to see what needs to be done to get people to start paying attention to Nob Hill again.
Right.
And that's where this dialogue has started with bringing everybody down here.
And now there's a new late night. Basically late night shopping in Nob Hill,
Out of that
right?
one meeting about 4 weeks ago. This is where it all spawned.
So how late are you guys keeping your doors open?
At at least till 8.
And that's not every night.
So yeah, we're talking about a once a week, just to make it manageable for a lot of the small shop owners. Once a week, Thursday nights, we're going to be open later. I think everybody's had requests from their clients and customers that there be a day during the week where there's some added hours. And yeah, we also just wanted to show that we could, as a neighborhood, as a business community, make sure that people know that we can provide for their needs and be responsive to what people are looking for.
Well, how long have you had Izzy Martin now? It's almost 5-6 years now.
It's just coming up on 4.
Coming up on 4. Right? Even in just those last 4 years, there's been huge changes in Nob Hill. There's been some pretty, the old stalwarts of Nob Hill have gone, and then now new places are coming in.
Yeah, I don't think it's all my fault, but which is what you're implying. But, no, there's a lot of turnover, and there's been some good discussion about what's causing that and what the reasons are. But there's some wonderful bright lights. The yarn store on Amherst is bringing communities of people in for workshops and just engagement in the area, which is wonderful. A whole new crowd of people. There's a couple of new art galleries on Central. Stranger Factory just opened up on where the optical shop used to be.
That's right.
There's a wonderful new gallery, 66 Gallery, up near Morningside in Central. That's got world-class stuff. So.
And then Elaine's is the newer restaurant up the street. It's pretty amazing, And you guys, you're on Amherst. You can basically see the Nob Hill Shopping Center from where you are.
Yeah, and we look across at Zacatecas.
Yeah, and that's like just the perfect spot, I gotta imagine.
It is. Just walk out, get some coffee, get some lunch.
And that's one of the charms of Nob Hill, too, isn't it? There aren't many other neighborhoods in town where you can actually walk to the place where you can get a drink, where you can get some lunch, where you can do some shopping.
And you can get your groceries, you can get your shoes fixed, you can buy some new clothes, you can get a gift for someone, you can eat, you can meet your friend for coffee.
Is that one of the reasons you opened up your business there?
Yeah, it was the owner of the store, Teray McDowell, is a Nob Hill resident as well. Yeah. And she loves the community, and we're all committed to the Nob Hill community.
And there is something there about the community, isn't there?
Yeah, it's really the only neighborhood in Albuquerque that has this sort of village within a city feeling.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
That's perfect, actually.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you found that. Right by you, there's been a lot of just cool stuff, really. With the restaurants and with basically you're right there by Buffalo Exchange. You're right there by
the Lobo Theater.
The Lobo Theater. I mean, everything is right there by you guys.
Yeah, and I think one of the challenges and one of the things that we're seeing that we need to, or the reasons we need to be organized, is like the video said, the neighborhood was built as a car-based suburban sprawl for Albuquerque.
Right.
But at this point, it's now considered the most kind of cosmopolitan, metropolitan area.
And walkable areas.
And a walkable area, but we still have to kind of make some conscious decisions to enhance that and make that work. Because it's still a little bit car-based there, and the sidewalks sometimes are a little narrow, and we want to
I love that feeling, though, when you're on the sidewalk and it is narrow and you're walking by a bunch of people. It really makes me feel like...
avoid them.
Yeah, you feel like you're in a great urban area because of that. I love that.
No, it's the part of town where you're going to bump into people, And so we're really trying to kind of get a message out to people. There's a new Merchants Action Committee that, in addition to Main Street and the Neighborhood Association, we're starting to do some events. We're going to be bringing in, hopefully, a retail consultant to look at the neighborhood and, again, help make the neighborhood.
And of course, Summerfest being there now, that probably helps a lot.
And Nob Hill Main Street has been amazing in keeping those kind of core events happening.
What about bus rapid transit? I know that's a thing that the city's been working on quite a bit. Is that something you guys are looking at?
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. It's going to connect downtown to Nob Hill, to the Louisiana shopping area, and all the way up to Tramway.
It'll be great fun.
Yeah.
I know that, though, a lot of the Nob Hill business worried about losing parking on Central because of basically we put one bus lane through where a lot of the parking was. Is that something you guys are concerned about?
The parking is going to be maintained.
The parking will be maintained.
There will be a loss of a driving lane either way, and that will become bus only. But the parking is going to be maintained.
Because that was a big concern.
Yeah.
But that's something that we can look forward to, and now I can hop on the bus from the Morning Brew Studios. We could go right from here all the way up to the mall.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Yes.
Coffee in our hood. So.
Right? We'll go up and hang out with Steve. And we'll be right back with our friend Ron Weisberg, an actor who is on both Dig and The Night Shift. A couple of movies that are filmed here in just a couple of seconds.